Warner, what will it take for us to beat the Russians to the moon? What will it take for man to go to the moon? And I want to say to you, when you think about your life, you think about where you are right now. You might be facing eviction, foreclosure, losing your job, losing your business, losing your relationship, whatever it is. These 5 words, you want to keep in your mind. Warner said 5 words: the will to do it. And sat back and didn't say a word. And everybody looking. And the president looked at him like, is there something else? The will to do it. What will it take when you put all your money, everything, money you borrowed, money you didn't have in a business, and because of external circumstances that had nothing to do with you, customers are no longer coming in, people are fearful of their lives? What will it take for you to pick up the pieces and start all over again? The will to do it. I changed it to the hunger to do it. What will it take when you have given everything you have to a relationship? You love someone and the two of you made a pact that you go to college first and I will pay for you to go and I'll take care of the bills. And then that person decide they met someone else, and after they've graduated, they married that person and don't want to be with you anymore. What will it take for you not to have a nervous breakdown? What will it take for you not to get in an orange jumpsuit when you find that sucker? What will it take for you to pick up the pieces, to regroup your thinking and start all over again and move on with your life? The hunger to do it. The hunger to do it. That's what it's going to take. That's why I wrote my book. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. I had so many times I could have given up. So I built my career on no. Who are you? You're nobody. Who are you? You're nobody. Hi, I got a story. Let me mail it to me. Let me see what you got. Mail us something. Let me see your story. Send us something. Send us one of your recordings and let us see that and listen to it. We'll give you a call. It ain't called. Send me a letter. Mr. Brown, you got a very inspiring story, but you're black. We don't believe America is ready for a black motivational speaker. That was the letter. I was taken aback. And then the Mamie Brown in me came out, and I wrote them back. Thank you very much for your response. Thanking you for the opportunity for you to have looked at my materials. And thank you for reminding me that I'm black. I never would have known that if you had not told me. I'll see you from the top. See, it's lonely at the top, but you eat better. Hello? I never stopped working. I wasn't going to put my fate in their hands because they gave Tony Robbins $1 million every hour to have him on television around the world, and I didn't have any investors. I wasn't going to stop. Mamie Brown did not stop when the M&M cafeteria said, Mamie, you can't do this kind of work anymore. You're taking too many breaks. Your legs are swollen. You can't do this anymore. Mama didn't stop and say, you know what? I need y'all to pack your things up. We're going to take you back down to the welfare department. I can't do this. My mother did not stop. She said, I adopted 7. I will take care of 7. We never went to sleep without food on the table, even when she couldn't eat, with clothes on our back, a roof over our head. She didn't stop working. Working, W, the willingness to do what is required. Whosoever will, let him come. O, optimism. Having a spirit of optimism. No matter how bad things are, or how bad things get, we are going to make it. R, reinvent yourself. Your best thinking has brought you to where you are. Your true thinking can take you where you want to go. And K, kindred spirits. Talk to people. Ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help and don't stop until you get it. Joe, how are you? I've got these 7 children. I need some groceries. You know, I give my word. I'm baking sweet potato pies, and I'm doing ironing now and washing clothes and fixing dinners for people. I give you my word. I will pay you. Mamie, I know you will. I'll give you the credit. Hey, find a way. There's no time to be depressed. We're not given the luxury of that. It's no time to sit back and complain about why are they playing politics with this relief situation. Come on, why are they playing politics? What's wrong with Nancy Pelosi and McConnell? Why can't they get this thing together? It's not about them. It's about you. If the politicians are cooperative and care about us and have compassion for us, that will help. If they would be willing to release funding that we are entitled to as Americans because the government dropped the ball when it came to this coronavirus and is devastating our lives in so many ways. And if they took ownership and say, you know what, we really need to step up our game, looking out for the American public, saving lives, and see that they are taken care of with their tax dollars. And let's not give it all to the wealthy people. People don't need any money anyhow. No, let's do the right thing. The least they do unto these, my brother, and do it also unto me. And let's put away the finger pointing. You all right? Let's forget all that. Let's look out for the people that we serve. That will help. But the major key to your and my future, the major key to you and my being able to put our lives together, to get up and move forward, the major key to creating the next greatest version of ourselves and looking out for our families and improving our lives and our community. A major key is you. It's me. It's all of us. We have to decide that we're going to take responsibility. If the politicians cooperated in the process, that would help. But if they don't, we will not be sitting around outside of Walgreens or Walmart with a cup in our hands looking for a handout. No, we'll figure it out. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. We'll figure it out. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. We will figure it out. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And many times the things that appear, and I can't say this enough, to happen to us They happen for us. That's why Viktor Frankl, in his book called Man's Search for Meaning, adversity introduces a man or woman to themselves. That's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you find out. It doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It doesn't happen when your mortgage or your rent or your lease is paid, your car note is taken care of, you got money in the bank, your marriage is working out fine, you're circling the block, saying, oh God, do I have to go in there? Hoping they're asleep. No. When life knocks on your door, you have to look at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. When things happen that it follows you around all day, 24/7, you go to bed with it, and during your sleep, you can't get a good night's sleep and you wake up. Hey, why am I waking up 3:30 in the morning? The angels are trying to talk to you because there's something coming for you. They're trying to wake you up. Can't they come at 8 o'clock? I'm limited as to where I can go. Why do they have to come at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock? What's up with that? That's just the way it is. It's in Tyrone to wake you up. This thing called life. Bob Marley had a point. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. And you're strong. You've been given authority and dominion. You're strong on everything on the face of the earth. You are strong. Stop knocking on an open door. You have the power. You, your voice, you, your experiences, you, your knowledge, you, the things that you have gone through. Some things happen to you and some things happen for you. You're a gold mine. Coming out of this place where we are, will be millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. And those of you that listen to me, you're going to be a millionaire or a billionaire, but you won't be a witness. You won't just be standing around saying, I wonder what happened. No. Watch as well as pray. I like what Mary McLeod Bethune said. She said, pray as if everything depends upon God, but work as if everything depends upon you. If you're ready to, just if you believe that there's more in you, if you knew how to get it out, you'd have gotten it out. Come on, let's be real. Why'd you hire Mike Williams? Because I'd gone as far as I could go with the thinking and the approach that I had used. That's why Einstein said the thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. And most people won't give it up. They won't say, you know what? I don't know everything. Well, the majority of people think they know everything, that everything they know right now is all that they will know. The majority of people buy a book and don't read past the first chapter. Let me tell you something. February 17th, I still read. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I got children, I got grandchildren, and I have 5 great-grandsons, one called King 7. Oh yeah, Valentino, he was born February the 7th, just a couple of days ago. He's a bad little dude. He's coming for you. Oh yes, he smiles at his daddy, Patrick. He's coming for you. He just looks so lovingly at his daddy. I can't wait to hold him. I can't hold him now. I can just look at him on Zoom. This is not right. This is just too much. I can't hold my great grandson because I don't want to put his life in danger, or his mother's, my granddaughter, or my son. This is different. This is so different. That's why we need to have things for our mind, have strategies for our mind. I'm encouraging you to go online and Google Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome and watch that speech on a regular basis. And Les Brown speaking It's Possible, and Les Brown and Miles Monroe. Watch those and listen to those on a regular basis and getting unstuck. Stuff power for your mind. And for those of you that want to use the computer to bring your personality out, because you have the opportunity now. It's a level playing field. Everybody's got to do it from here. Everybody, you can order food. I mean, you don't have to leave your house. You can just pick up a phone. Instacart, I think they call that thing. They'll deliver it to your door. You just wait until they leave. And then you get your Lysol to go out and spray it and drag it in the house. This is a different place. Now, some people don't go. They don't care. They go out. I ain't going nowhere. No, not at all. No. I'm fine right here. Oh, boy. If you're ready to be coached, if you are ready to be stretched by me, if you want to be a world-class entrepreneur and business person, this is the new platform. Everybody's got to operate from here. Everybody. You want to invest in yourself. That's what I did. You want to develop your personality so you can get through there. It's not enough just to share information. You put me up against anybody. They can have PhD, MBA, or CB. CB stands for cornbread. That's me. You give them a computer and give me what? And let us go head to head. I'll get the butter from the duck. It's a level playing field. This is a golden age right now. Incredible opportunity for people who invest in themselves and get the coaching they need to bring out their personality, their passion, their energy, and how to monetize their knowledge and their skills. When a team have a losing season, they don't fire the players. You know what they do? They get a winning coach. They get a coach who wins. That's what they get. You want to be the best, you want to be coached by the best. I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. Coaching matters. It matters. And so when you are serious and want a competitive edge and you want to win, I'm looking for people who are hungry to win. That's how I got here. I was hungry to win. I didn't care about your PhD or MBA. I was hungry to win, to control my own personal economy, to control my life, to take care of my mother, to buy my mother a home. I was hungry to do something that's me. It's me. I got tired of being fired. I'm not mentally fit to work for somebody for the rest of my life. There's some people that are. I remember a guy that I hired as my consultant. I'll never forget when I went to the city where I went to see him and spent a whole day with him, and he looked at me with amazement. And his wife said, when I left that day, he stopped me at the door and he said, "Thank you for turning to me as a consultant to train you how to speak and address corporations." He said, "But you know something, Les?" I said, "No, I wouldn't hire you." I said, "Why? I have an MBA. You think if it were in fact possible to speak to corporations around the world, I got an MBA, you think I would be working on this job where I'm working 65 to 70 hours a week? You think I don't have anything else to do with my time?" He said, I'm just telling you, I got the check. I'm just telling you, you're wasting your time. They're not going to hire you. I said, thank you. He said, you ought to give this up, man, and try and find a job in another city as a disc jockey. I said, man, that's behind me. I'm not looking back. I want to do something different with my life. And Mike Williams is with me. And his wife said, the two of them went to the window, looking out the window as I was getting in my car. And she asked him, do you think he's going to listen to you and give up this crazy idea of speaking to corporations and speaking around the world, even though he doesn't have an MBA like you, or any college at all, or any corporate experience? And he said, to his credit, he said, no. And she was stunned. She said, why? I thought you were very convincing. Why? He believes in you and what you say. And he said, he doesn't know enough to know that he can't do it. And so he's going to go forward. He's going for it anyhow. See, sometimes you've got to be intelligently ignorant. You don't know what you can't do. According to the laws of aerodynamics, a bumblebee isn't supposed to fly because its large body cannot be held up by its little puny wings. But the bumblebee doesn't know it. Sometimes you've got to be intelligently ignorant. Lean not unto thine own understanding. There's some things that does not fit within the realm of logic and reasoning and being practical. That's why we're taught to judge not according to appearances. You got greatness in you. Don't you judge yourself based upon your failures, based upon your past, based upon the stuff you've gone through. No! Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. No! You were born to do good stuff. No! You are more than a conqueror. And if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because you can look up, you can get up. If you're ready to get back up and control your own economy, if you're ready to get back up and control your own life and be your own boss, and let me show you how to do that. I can hook you up. Oh, he's on fire. Oh, behave. Whatever. Better must come. As Althea Grant said. I want you to say that to yourself. You going through some stuff right now? I want you to say, better must come, in a voice of defiance. She was under her aunt's bed and her aunt treated her like dirt. Her mother dropped her off and then let her know, I'm leaving the country, and left her with an aunt that treated her like nothing. And she heard a song called Better Must Come, and that was the mantra that kept her from losing her mind. Sometimes we need something that we can hold on to, something in spite of our situation, something in spite of the abuse, something in spite of the cruelty, something in spite of the hopeless situation that we find ourselves in, that we can hang on to and say, better must come. Better must come. It's a scripture that when I first heard it and read it, I just said, oh boy, that's cold-blooded. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. It didn't have any compassion in it. He that hath shall get, and he that hath not, even that he has, shall be taken away. Oh my God. You saying it? He that hath, the person who hath, they will get, and the person who don't have even that little bit they have shall be taken away. That doesn't seem right. But there's a question. He that hath what? Vision. People without vision perish. Ambition, drive, a willingness to work, stubbornness, perseverance, faith that roars so loudly it doesn't give you an opportunity to hear the doubts that you have within yourself. You have those qualities, you will get. You have those qualities, you restore everything you lost and more. You have those qualities, angels will make room for you. Come. Let's intervene here, because he won't quit, she won't stop. We've done everything and they won't stop. Come, we got to intervene now. And then let's go find a wimp, somebody who's stopped, somebody who's allowing themselves to be consumed by fear. They're weak. Yeah, because God has not given them a spirit of fear, but of power. They ain't got no power. They're consumed in fear. They can't even think straight. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of a sound mind. This place where you are, where I am, this place, we've been picked out to be picked on. This place, we are more than conquerors. This place is a testimony, no testimony. This place, no guts, no glory. This place, faith not tested, can't be trusted. This faith will find a way. Yeah. We need to know that. We need to saturate ourselves with words that will empower us right now. Our children are watching. Our children are not okay. There's an article, Google it. Our kids are not okay. The suicide rate among children, teenagers, and younger is soaring because they're watching us. See, how we live our lives, Jim Rohn said this, how we live our lives, it can be a warning or an example. Did you hear me? How we live our lives, our children are watching. It will be a warning or an example. A warning of what not to do, or an example of what to do when tragedy and interruptions and crises show up. Therefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, that having done all to stand. This is our time to stand. This is our time to be actively engaged in this thing called life. Our children are watching us. There are generations yet unborn that are depending on us. There are people who gave their lives, like a John Lewis said, create some good trouble. It's our time. It's our time. You have something special. God is on your side. If God is for you, who can be against you? You got a winning team. I'm looking for, and I'm on a mission for people who can hear me. If at some point in time when you're a little kid or a grown person, you're going through some stuff and you heard my voice. And the reason you heard it, because what's in me is also in you. And the reason you responded and came out of the darkness into the light, because there's a calling on you to do the same thing. You and I are cut from the same cloth. We're branches of the same tree. If my message and my method and my approach resonates with you, I'm not talking about my hairstyle. My kid didn't play hairstyle and I'm kid, no. I'm talking about my message. And you have a message in you. You have a story in you. You would like to help people, the millions of people who need to hear a multitude of voices. I want you to put voice in the comment section. Put voice in the comment section. And allow us to introduce you to the Power Voice system that teaches you how to tell your story, that teach you how to create an experience with your voice and your story, to transform people individually and collectively. Allow me to mentor, to coach you, to bring out the greatness in yourself and to bring out the greatness in others. If that's your calling, I love to tell you, and I will always remind you, a job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. If it's your calling, put voice in the comment section. If you can hear me in your heart, I'm not challenging your ability to hear with your ears, because you wouldn't still be here with me. I don't have any prints translating my words. So if you're still here, the only reason you're listening, because what's in me, it's in you. You and I are cut from the same cloth. We are branches of the same tree. It's time to make a decision. Put voice in the comment section. We don't know how much time we have left, do we? Michael Jackson said, "This is it." And it was. Okay. Put voice in the comment section. Live each day as it were your last. Because what we learned from the coronavirus, one day it will be. Toby Gadsden, we graduated together at Booker T. Washington High School in Miami, 1963. Wow. The classmate had COVID-19 and he kicked COVID's butt. Toby, I'm so happy for you, brother. So happy. Prayed hard for you, but you always been a fighter since we were in high school. Boy, I tell you, you and Larry Littles, who played for the Miami Dolphins, boy, we went to school. We would miss school because we were characters. We were always clowning. We always wanted to know, what will we do next? We came to see each other for cafeteria and physical education. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, that's back in the day. I hear young people today, these millennials, talking about back in the day. They don't know anything about back in the day. I got t-shirts older than them. But at 75, my goal is to finish strong. At 75, my goal is to train the best speakers on the planet. At 75, my goal is to find people who are hungry to make an impact with their lives, who are hungry to learn how to use and access their power voice, who are hungry to live a life that will outlive them. Yeah, you forget your years will forget you. And I want to leave this with you. As you look at your goals, be stubborn about your goals. Be stubborn. Don't give up on your goals. You will fail your way to success. Don't give up on your goal. Make know your vitamin, as Suzanne de Pass would say. Don't give up on your goal. Be stubborn about your goals. Be flexible and versatile. Ask for help. A lot of people won't do that because of ego, edging God out, because a lot of people, as a result of pride cometh before a fall. Ask for help. Not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. You don't have to figure it out. Get started. Do what you can with what you have, and God will do what you can.
You talk about, in your book, you talk about the lion being arguably the most magnificent and majestic beast in the jungle and the most ferocious hunter. So, and one of the reasons you said is because it's motivated by hunger. So as a child, Mamie Brown's baby boy, I want to talk about the hunger that you had as a child that shaped and molded your career path, your journey, and how you were able to satiate that.
Well, there's two major events as a kid that I experienced. Dr. Martin Seligman, who wrote a book called Learned Optimism, it's a 26-year most exhaustive study on self-esteem. He said between the ages of 5 and 0, from when you're a baby to 5, that during that time, we determine what's available to us and what's not available to us. During that time, we develop a mindset and behaviors that follow us for the rest of our lives. When I was 5 years old, I used to go to work with my mother when she cleaned homes on Miami Beach. Our neighbors didn't want to keep me. They said I was too much of a problem, that I was touched in the head.
And thank God you're still touched.
Yes, that's right. I'm still touched. And two defining moments. All of us have moments in our lives that there's before this and there's after this. And after this, nothing will ever be the same again. And my mother worked for a lady named Miss Harris. And Miss Harris wanted her to go in a room and find a hat. And she went in the room, and when she went in the room, she started clapping her hands. And I said, Mama. And she said, what? I was in the kitchen moving some spots off the floor. I said, why are you clapping your hands? And she said, don't you worry. You just keep on doing what you're doing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. And then she said, when she came out of the room, she said, it's not in that room. So Miss Harris said, go look in the other room over there. And sure enough, when my mother went in that room, I heard this clapping sound. I said, Mama. And this time she's irritated. What is it, Leslie? I said, why are you clapping your hands? And she said, don't you worry, you just get those spots up off the floor. And then Miss Harris came over to me and she said, I can tell you why she's clapping her hands. And I put the sponge down and the brush, and I stood up and I said, why, ma'am? And I looked her in the eyes. And during this time, I'm 75 years old. So during this time, you weren't supposed to look white people in the eyes. And I said, why, ma'am? She said, when I have colors looking for something in another room and I can't see them, I make them clap their hands to make sure they're not stealing. She said that. I said, Miss Harris, my mother is not a thief. When she comes to clean your home and she talk about your children to our neighbors, she said, my children, the Harris children, my mother would never steal from you or anybody. And she just turned and she walked away. She was shocked that I would say that during that time, you weren't supposed to be what she would call defiant. And I started scrubbing the floor again, and tears just draining out of my eyes. And I was angry. And we were coming back from the Venetian Causeway from Miami Beach to Overtown. And Mama said, Leslie, what's wrong with you, boy? I said, Mama, I want to be a man. She said, you'll be a man soon enough. I said, I want to be a man now. She said, why? I said, if I was a man now, we wouldn't have to wait till other people eat. And then you bring home what they have not eaten. I could buy groceries for us. If I was a man now, we would not have to wear hand-me-down clothes that other people have worn. I can buy new clothes for us. If I was a man now, I'll be able to take care of you. You'll never have to pay bills. I come from old schools. I don't believe that a woman should pay bills. A man, I'm not talking about a grown boy, a man paid the bills. A woman, if she wants to work, she works if she chooses to, but a woman is not supposed to pay bills, and my mother raised us like that. And so I just got very quiet, and she didn't say anything else, but she knew that was a moment that I would never forget. I said, and nobody will ever make you clap your hands again. No, you will never have to work. And that stayed in my mind. But another moment was when we were downtown in Miami, about 95 degrees, and there was a water fountain I saw in the distance, and I let my mother's hand go, and I ran to the water fountain, and I started drinking from the water fountain. My mother grabbed me by the neck and slung me to the ground, and she started hitting me in my head and my face with a crazed look in her eyes. I said, "Mama, it's me, it's me, it's me, Mama." And then after that, a policeman came over, and he had a billy club in his hand, and he kept hitting his hand. He said, "Okay, you can stop beating that little nigger boy now. I won't have to hit him." And he walked away laughing, just laughing. And my mother, she started crying. She picked me up. My eye was swollen. And she said, "Leslie, I'm so sorry." I said, "Mama, why did you beat me like that?" She said, "Had that policeman hit you with his billy club, he would have had to kill me. And I would have left you and your brothers and sisters by yourselves. So I had to do something to distract it. I'm so sorry." I said, "It's okay, Mama. It's okay. It's okay. Don't cry no more. I'm fine. It didn't hurt that bad. It's okay." And then it just made me realize the kind of world that I'm living in. That a grown man would beat me, got a gun, got a billy club, and gonna beat me because I'm drinking from a water fountain, because the water fountain was for whites only. That's why he was gonna beat me. And that was the law, the prevailing law of the land. And so that was a defining moment. And there was a hunger for me to, I don't care what the law says, I'm gonna create a life for my mother and my brothers and sisters that we can live like they live. I'm going to find a way to make money so I can buy my mother a home, so that when I turn 18, she would never have to work again and pay another bill. And when I turned 18, my mother never had to pay another bill. I shined shoes, I collected aluminum and copper and took it over to Pepper's junkyard and sold it. I cut grass. I did every menial job. I was a spot boy where white men would come by in trucks and say, "Hey boy, come here. And you want to work?" And I said, "Yes." And they would take us to move heavy furniture, heavy equipment. And I did everything to generate income so that my mother would not have to work.
One of the things I love that you just said is the whole idea of acceleration. That this is a season of acceleration. And I would love for each one of you to register right now to find out how you can accelerate your success and your prosperity. A lot of people have shifted themselves into neutral, Mr. Brown, and they're just coasting into the end of the year. But this is the time that you need to now put it in high gear and start moving towards your destiny, your purpose, putting as much energy as you possibly can in defining how you want 2023, 2024, 2025, and onward. You don't just have to have a most amazing year. You can have an amazing decade. You can have an amazing life. And you cannot do it by keeping your life in neutral. You've got to shift it in gear. And
I'm glad you mentioned that, because
to do that.
Yeah, part of shifting your life in another gear, a higher gear, you have to look at your relationships and ask the question, what are my relationships doing to me? Scripture asks the question, what fellowship does life have with darkness? None. Life is like an elevator, as you are aware. And the higher you go up, you have to stop and let some people off.
Yes,
and
yes.
A lot of people are not going to finish their year strong and live the life they want to live because they have too many toxic, negative, energy draining family members and friends in their lives.
Low value and no value. I got to add that.
Absolutely, yes. And so you have to ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Am I growing mentally and emotionally and spiritually? There are people that are always there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them. And so when you begin to look at that, the studies indicate you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. When I found that out, I got all the broke people out of my life. I said, y'all got to go.
You give yourself a going away party.
Yes.
Go up with your balloons and your cake that says Bon Voyage. And they're going to say, oh, you didn't have to do it. No, I didn't do it for you. I'm doing it for myself. And I often say, could things be the way they are because you are the way you are? And what one thing can you change that can change everything? You could change your mind. Nothing about your life has to remain the same. You have full control over your destiny. Your future doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from inside of you. And, again, there's a saying that you can never outperform your current concept of self, nor can you rise above the level of your self-worth.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because in order to finish your year strong, one of the most important things we have to do is to address what you just mentioned. Many of us are blocking and preventing ourselves from moving forward and finishing the year strong because of things that we have experienced, because of things that we've gone through. And I want people listening to us right now to write this down. You might be through with your past, but your past is not through with you.
I just love it.